Hello, everybody, and Twitch viewers and shit. We are Team MMX members. I am Mark, your diabetic member of MMX. Below me, we have the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, sniper in a watchtower. It's MMX founder Matt. And then we have, how are we all doing, guys? Sorry you didn't get a little rundown, James. It's too hot. It's too hot for me, not gonna lie. I'm sweating buckets.
We appear to
have
already lost Matt.
This is brilliant.
Really didn't.
He's returned with a drink. This intro is going well so far.
Alright! This drink has significantly more alcohol than this drink.
Good.
So that's how the stream's gonna go.
Sorry. On our first stream, I didn't realise it, but I did consume 8 cans of Strongbow.
Nice.
so I'm just getting through those. Didn't think about it till the end.
Then realised.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, wow.
How is everyone?
Not bad. Not bad. Hot. Too hot.
How are you, Matthew?
Alright. Hot is not, it's not too bad at the moment. Compared to the last couple of weeks, this is good. I'm pretty much loving this, to be fair.
It's kind of like, this room appears to have its own climate and it's very humid, but other than that, it's alright.
It's at the point where I feel like I can actually get some hobby done.
Yeah, I'm not melting anymore. God, we had a couple of streams where, we were very close to it becoming a X-rated stream because I was not going to be wearing clothes by the end of it. No one needs that in their life.
Right,
not even your wife.
That's true.
No, it's terrible, but you get what you pay for.
I don't think anyone ordered you.
Alright, you get what's accidentally shipped to your house. Seems fair.
But no, I'm good. Good.
So, tonight we will be doing the usual hobby hangout. So, what are people working on this evening?
I am working on, I'm building a few things, Big Bad Eldrad, I'm building tonight.
That's his name.
He's not that big. He's not that big. And he's pretty good, actually. So, basically, I'm building Eldrad. And when I inevitably finish that, because it's not a particularly complex model to do, there is a half-built Troop Master that I need to finish off as well.
Sure. I am building Adeptus Titanicus.
Ooh.
So these are really because this is the body of a knight.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really small. I saw some pictures today. I've got the kit here, but I saw some pictures today, and they are about the size of a Space Marine Tactical Marine. They're on 40mm bases, but they're probably between a Tactical Marine and a Terminator.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Smaller. Yeah. I've seen Warlord's about Armiger sized, isn't it?
Bit bigger than an Armiger, but smaller than a Knight.
Right.
Because it's more filled out than an Armiger. But yeah, not a lot bigger, to be fair. But a lot of people have been comparing them to Knights, but they are smaller than the Questoris chassis. But then again, they're 30 quid cheaper, 20-30 quid cheaper retail price. So they're not. I don't think they're badly priced, to be fair. 65 quid. If they this is a sprue for the Knights. Yeah, that's a very detailed sprue, and as far as I can tell, the only option on it is stubber or melter gun. So these are all parts. This is.
Yeah, I think the other weapons are to be released through Forge World.
Yeah,
I believe.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, I think they're going to do some variants as well. But these are really small.
Yeah.
I am working on some Genestealer Cult.
Woo!
That makes a change.
It does actually. I've been working on Zangor for some time.
Ah, shit. Well, my joke fell through, didn't it?
Yeah.
Just got called out there.
Moving on.
Moving on.
I've got Blacklights to do, and I've got Steve 2, the brother of Steve 1.
I don't know if people know Steve.
Well, I was about to explain, but sorry, Mark. We'll just move on. Steve's a bloke. Carry on.
It's probably for the best.
Hostile very quick. It feels like I need to get called out on that one, James.
Yeah, this stream's going to get real aggressive real fast.
I'd take care of Mark while he's alive, James, because you never know when, you might get killed by your favourite son.
That's true. That's very true.
I should one day try and help out in a siege of terror and just Get hit by a mace.
Yeah, the face. I hope when they release. Oh well, you know. Do you know what? Let's move straight on to a bit of news. So, Warhammer Fest Europe at the weekend. First bit of news: the last Horus Heresy book before the Siege of Terror was announced.
Horus Heresy with Jonathan Ross.
After that, they are the Siege of Terror will be a different series. It won't be called the Horus Heresy, apparently, from what I've been reading.
Oh wow, the 8th edition too.
Yeah. Well, no, this isn't game. This is fluff, James. It's a semi-alien concept.
I believe it's called The Last Dagger?
Yep.
Lost Buried Dagger? I don't know, it's got something to do with the dagger.
Certainly.
That sounds like one of my fluff answers.
That sounds like a question. That could have been a good question for you. But yeah, so it sounds like, I mean, the Siege of Terror, as much as everyone just goes, yeah, where's the battle at the Emperor's Palace? It's a pretty, you know, it is its own thing as well. It's
I
not,
mean, nearly everyone was there.
Yeah. It's not just like there's going to be a 3-book series where it's like, oh yeah, you know, this happened and the Emperor, Horus died and the Emperor's on a chair. There's a lot. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be covered because it hasn't been covered.
No, there's a lot of that. I mean, that's the reason why they've introduced all these Marine characters in it. We know more or less what happens with the Primarchs, but there's plenty of other characters that they've introduced that aren't brought up afterwards.
Yeah, there's legions on Terra that weren't even at the Emperor's Palace. They were just like all the I think the Emperor children stuff was like fucking up the civilians.
The Emperor always will do.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Oh, these knights are cool. These knights are cool. Gotta say that. Real question. Oh well, hang on. We are on news, but anyone who's watching, what are you working on? May as well chuck that one out because it's not just us. It is about anyone else coming here to hang out and just chill and work on some models or something. Work on some hobby. But what else? So what else we had from Warhammer Fest Europe? Because that was pretty cool. We were at an event on Saturday.
We were.
But it was nice to catch up later on.
Yeah, I enjoyed looking over all the Golden Demon entries from this year's Warhammer Fest Europe, and the one that won the Slayer Sword was absolutely insane.
Which one was it? I've seen some of these, I didn't know which category.
It was a load of sort of Chaos Marines on this big, the big shrine of the Aquila, like broken Aquila thing, and it looked absolutely insane. And I was looking through some of the stuff on Instagram that was going up, and that's always my favourite part about Warhammer Fest, going to see all of the Golden Demon entries, and it didn't disappoint from what I was seeing.
Do you know what? I haven't seen any of them, so I'm gonna have to probably look after the show maybe. Leaky Cheese is working on Baby Warlord tonight. There's Knights Army. Yeah, these Knights, I'm loving them. I've built enough normal Knights. I've built the new ones. I've built enough Armigers, but yeah, these are pretty cool. I can't wait. Do you know what? I'm hoping to get at least 3 of them built this stream, I think. Hoping to smash them out. I really want to just get the box done, and so I can put stuff away, put my Knights away. Even I'll probably work on them myself, to be fair. Because they're not massive and not good. Hey, Ad. Hello. You alright? You working on anything? Yeah, welcome. To the Madhouse.
Yeah. So, my favourite bit to come out of Warhammer Fest was the Rogue Traders for Kill Team.
Yeah, that's really cool. Do you know the video for that? I thought that was really awesome. Cool.
Absolutely amazing. It reminded me, the video, a lot of Borderlands.
Yes. Yeah.
That sort of style. There's that real sort of jerky feel.
Yeah, people speculating on that, whether it was actually the same voice actor.
Ah. Yeah, it could well be.
It might have been. But I really liked that release for 2 reasons. One, the Mutant Plague people are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They're awesome.
Absolutely love those. And secondly, because there's another dog in the game for carrying out to kick shit out of.
Dogfights.
You do like your animal battles, don't you?
40k dogfights.
I'm basically creating a dogfighting ring in the 40k universe.
You could get the Cyber Mastiff.
Yes.
Do we just paint 40k GW stuff? Predominantly, but we pretty much all play other systems as well.
Hopefully soon that will be changing though, won't it, Matt?
When we're gonna get some of the new Fallout game as soon as that comes out, as soon as that arrives. But yeah, we don't really cover paint, like as in painting on the stream, as in a video in that. But we just usually just hang out, chill, talk about, because it's predominantly GW releases, but any hobby stuff, anything we find cool, really, because we do play other systems.
Yeah, there's plenty of other systems in the local community that we end up playing.
Yeah,
but we are predominantly, myself especially, predominantly 40k.
Cool. X-Wing, yeah, I'm massively into X-Wing.
Yeah,
I pre-ordered all 3 conversion sets on the core set at the weekend. Yeah, I love X-Wing. If you're from the UK, you probably know. You might well know some of our X-Wing guys. We love that shit. Don't talk about it on stream as much. However, when 2.0 drops next month, the plan I think is to try and get some of the guys to stream that as well. So
I think this person may know you, Matt.
Has been.
I know who Ad might be as well.
I know who Ad might be as well.
Excellent. I have no idea, but good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Really know what's going on. I'm just here for statistics.
I've been neutral and.
Excellent. Going back to the Rogue Trader announcement as well. I'm happy for it because I've been playing Kill Team quite a lot over the past couple of weeks. It's proving that Games Workshop is definitely going to support it.
Yeah, that's good.
Continue with it in the future.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping that at some point we see Forces of the Inquisition come into it.
Yeah.
That's
the thing in it. A rogue trader model, those ship's crew are really nice. Leaky said it was very Cowboy Bebop-y. And yeah, I get that a lot. That was cool. It was just weird. Like I took that trailer and started showing it to other people who aren't even really into the hobby because I was like, look at this. And then not only that one, but yeah, I don't want to digress with this yet because we'll go on to it in a bit. The new buggy one, which was like an Apple advert,
awesome.
And it's like
awesome.
How do you improve a buggy? Inspiration, Dakar.
It's like a VW advert, wasn't it?
It's just incredible.
They've been smashing it out of the park with these trailers. Like I remember the when the new Daughters of Cain dropped.
Yeah.
And they did that one, and it was crazy.
Hero bases.
My personal favourite, which will surprise to nobody, was when they did the spoof accidental leak of the Gene Stealer cult models a few months back, where they leaked them. Then about 2 hours later, one community put out a video of them pretending to accidentally put the cabinet to get leaked. I thought it was brilliant.
It's just cool.
Yeah, they're really getting a handle on that.
They're on it on every facet of it. It's not just it's not just. Why have they got one melter? Oh, that's depressing. There's only one melter gun on these things.
But like, after years of GW being really not very interactive, if at all, their outreach now is ridiculous.
Yeah, they're just continuing to knock it out hard. It's just on every, it's like every level of what they're doing.
I think with all their trailers and their announcements as well, it makes every release seem massive.
Yeah.
Rather than it just being, oh, and here's a box. Oh, it's got a new bug in it. It's it's got its own trailer, its own hashtag now. They're really going big with it, and it's awesome to see.
Are we moving on to Speed Freaks?
Yeah, because I was just about to ask, are we just going to dive into the buggy thing?
Yeah, well, the Speed Freaks box, so that kind of went up first, didn't it? Like pictures of the box, but no one really knew what it was. Then the buggy kind of leaked, but there is bikes and other stuff in there as well. So the buggy's obviously been announced, but there's someone with spruce. It's coloured spruce in the box.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, I mean, I can't wait, but it's basically Speed Freak to the box by the look of it.
Yeah, this is going to be dangerous because, I mean, there's a lot of new Gene Steel stuff and probably Gene Steel credits quite often. But I do have a lot of orcs and I'm probably going to end up with a bunch of buggies.
Yeah, see, I got some really, because they were doing the orc models in game, they did the Battle for Vidros kind of thing where they were trying to pitch it at computer gamers, but the price was bad. But then when it was coming to an end and they were just trying to get rid of it all, they were selling war tracks for a $5 each. And I've been converting them with an orc bike on the front instead, like a newer one, so they kind of like fit in with the existing range, putting a gunner from the battle wagon on the back.
Nice.
So it's like, well, I've already got the war track, so they kind of are buggies.
Yeah. I used one of the old war tracks. I took the gun off the back and built a little surgery table on it, and it's my paintboy on bike. He gets driven around by someone. I don't know how closely you two have examined the scene of the two buggies racing each other that got released at Warhammer Fest. But if you look in the background, there is an orc bigger than the buggy riding a trike with a power plant.
Oh,
brilliant!
I've not seen this. However, let me go find it now. Warhammer Fest. Where's the live blog?
Yeah, it's the big front cover scene where you've got just tons of vehicles and things like a yellowy orange sky that you're looking at. It's quite a fuzzy picture, but you can clearly see the massive orc with a power claw in the back.
Let me have a look. I should find it now. One thing, very quick, just to shout out about Warhammer Conquest, which is the Partworks magazine. So it's a subscription magazine. You get stuff delivered.
Yeah.
Right.
Magazine with like how to play in and stuff. They kind of did a trial of that, and they've just put it on today that's been it's coming out.
Oh, is it officially coming out now?
Yeah.
Because it was
one
a bit
comes
up in the air at one point, wasn't it?
Part 1 comes with 3 Primaris Intercessors, 3 paints, and a brush, and then it looks like you build up a Primaris army and a Death Guard army. So it's not going to be applicable to us. I've already got both those armies, but it will, it's a good way to get people into it.
Yeah,
a lot of people, so many people came into this hobby through the Lord of the Rings boom and the Lord of the Rings magazine.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just seen that Slayer Sword winner.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh my god.
Madness, isn't it?
Oh, Christ, that's amazing. Right, so Warhammer Fest blog. Hoping it's on here.
Should be.
It's cosplay. Tournaments. Bit about the Buried Dagger, some Blood Angels, Heresy stuff. This is a good reminder of what's coming. Yeah, so we also saw the Warhounds for.
Yes. Again, they were leaked previously, but they were.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw them at our Warhammer Fest, so
yes.
They've been around for a while, but they look cool. Look very cool.
They're cool. The question is, how much are they going to be? Because the Knights are £20 a box. The Warlord is 65. We're not sure on the Reviate or the Warhound. So I imagine Warhounds are £20 for one, 25 for one would be. I won't pay any more than that.
It depends how we're going with the size of it, because there's no real size comparison shots of them. They're just all independent.
Well,
I get it should be in size scale, but
the Reaper should be less than an Armiger. So the Warhound should be. What are Armigers? £40?
2, yeah.
£40 for 2.
35 for 2, I think.
35 for 2.
Something like that.
I think it's 45 for 2 because I think it's £36 retail. I think after discount. So on that basis, 2 Warhounds should be cheaper than that.
Yeah, you'd have thought.
And you'd probably get them in pairs.
$5 off it or something.
Yeah.
We'll
see. We'll see. But so yeah, what else do we see? Kill Team. Missed that. The Rogue Trader Kill Team is going to have rules for the True Hawk, an Imperial shuttle, which has nice models.
Yeah, it's great. It's like a proper expansion. Is the Rogue Trader set? There's a lot more. I think there's a few more missions in there and stuff like that.
Well,
I think there's like a Space Hulk type mission.
Yeah, I think one of the things that GW are really showing with how much they're going to support Kill Team is they've named this box set after the original 40k. That's got to give you some indication of how much they.
Well, I'm on a few groups on Facebook, and people are going absolutely mental for Kill Team at the minute.
Yeah.
It's mad. Just to digress slightly back. Leaky says 2 Warhounds for £45. I think that's probably going to be about right.
Yeah.
If they class it as a specialist game, you get that little premium for it being specialist because it's not going to sell as much. That's Amiga pricing, so that'd be about right. And
yeah, I'd have thought
after discount, you're getting them for £18 each, and people will moan, but they're probably quite deal kits. Change the name of Shadespire, yeah, that's another thing for Dave. We'll come to that in a second. One thing about Kill Team, they're bringing out all these box sets with terrain.
Yeah.
I mean, in their product lines, yeah, it's sticking around. It's good. Yeah, what Dave just said. So, Shadespire Season 2. So the first thing of it is obviously Season 1. It's meant to be a progressive game that keeps changing. Season 2, Night Vault. So initially, that instantly springs to mind Night Haunts and the new Vault of the Stormcasts. So you're definitely going to see that stuff. And if it's a new season, you probably see 8 new teams.
Well, it's kind of crazy with
really,
because it started out as, I think it wasn't it the model designers showing what they could do.
Yeah, that's what I've been told and what I've heard elsewhere as well. That basically it's effectively apparently the original models were like easy build because they're exactly like that.
Yeah.
They're like the 40k easy build things, but then someone was like, well, no, we just released this as an easy build. We can make a game out of this. And then they kind of came up with a concept and like, yeah, this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it basically started out as nothing, really, and now it's getting played at all the main...
It's getting played a lot, yeah. Any big...
really competitive as well.
Yeah, any big con that's having a big event is usually having a Shadespire event either as part of the main event or like the day before. So...
It feels madness that we're already on Season 2 of it. Because, I mean, we were at Warmerfest. We were at Warmerfest back in May, and it was a brand new thing that they were having a tournament of.
Yep.
It's out, a couple of months?
Yeah, it's so well supported. If you go on the website for it, it has all the winning decks, because obviously it's deck-based, it has the winning decks from every big event. For every faction. So you got a faction, it'll show like 3 winning events. So evening to Dave in Hull, so that's Mr. F. Evening to Debbie R, who's Debbie F now. Evening to Dave R, or Dead Fool, who says he's actually listening tonight. Leaky called us noobs, definitely true.
Yeah.
So the next thing after Shadespire, which we don't play yet, was Feed Freaks. So yeah, there's the buggy of that. Oh, yeah, I see the thing you mean. There's a big power claw and a really big orc.
Yeah.
But this is just in the background of one of the pictures. I thought you were meaning like artwork, but no, that's a
that's a model.
Yeah, that's a model that I've not seen yet.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's on the back of another buggy. Because it's definitely behind another buggy.
It's quite blurry. People seem to be speculating he's riding a trike.
Yeah.
If you can get a better quality picture, they reckon you can zoom in and see it's a trike. But he's definitely riding something at any rate. So, new Warboss on bike model, perhaps?
I mean, that'd be really cool. There's a lot of orky scenery. That's one thing that people like. Is in the box. It looks like there's coloured plastics and maybe some orc scenery to go for it as well. So,
I think the orc release is going to be huge.
Yeah. Typically, I was listening to Signals from the Frontline earlier on, a couple of days ago, in fact, when it came out, and Reese was talking about it on there and saying all players are moaning a bit. They've had to wait. They're going to be really happy, really happy. They're getting a lot of stuff.
Cool. I was going to work on some tank busters tonight, but decided to try and get this Titanic. Just try and whip through this Titanicus and then
get it off the pile.
Yep, get it off the pile. It's just got on, but try and get it off straight away and reduce that pile.
Yep. Well, I think I've got a game on Sunday, which means on Saturday I'm going to pick up my Tooth and Claws and try and build and paint an Abominant in a day to get out to play with on Sunday.
See how good it is.
I I've got the Abominant is going to be devastating if he gets to swing his power sledgehammer, which, by the way, is my new favourite thing to shout at opponents. But he's also probably going to die to getting lightly stabbed.
I mean, that's Gene Stealerish.
Yeah, that's kind of how Gene Steel Cult works. It's devastating when it hits you, but it also just falls over to a light breeze. It's got the resilience of Guard. Primorcs. Maybe Primorcs. To me, it doesn't look that big. It looks like a big orc boy. A big orc war boss rather than a super duper war boss.
I think we're going to get Scarboys.
Oh, yeah.
They've
mentioned Scarboys in...
it's in the Deathwatch books. Yeah.
They were mentioned in the recent releases surrounding Tooth and Claw. There was a bit of fluff released about... in that the Space Wolves are hunting a Gene Stealer cult on the planet Vigilus.
Mm-hmm.
And there are other people present on that planet. The Space Wolves and the Gene Stealer cult are inside like a protected city.
Mm-hmm.
So the Orcs tried to break in for a bit, got bored and went off racing. Was the first mention. Then about a week later we got about the Speed Freaks. And there's also been mention of Scarboys being amongst those orcs and of the Black Legion being present on the planet, which is hinting that we might be getting our next Chaos specific.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure I might be wrong, unless I'm just really being stupid. I'm sure the Kill Team fluff is all about Vigilus.
Yes, it is. It's all the same planet. It's what summer, autumn thing that they're going to focus on is going to be this planet.
Certainly looks like it, which is cool.
Like Vigilus is going to be the new. It's going to be like the new Cadia. It's going to be where everything.
Hopefully, not like the new Cadia.
No.
Do you know why I say that, James?
No.
Do you really?
Why? I mean, I don't know specifically why. I know Cadia was a bit of a shitstorm.
Well, now it is a shitstorm because Cadia is now. Yeah,
yes,
there we go.
But it was just.
Yeah.
But yes.
Maybe the new Armageddon.
Yeah. Maybe the old Armageddon.
Yeah, Dave and Debbie are quite excited for Abaddon and his toys. Yeah, it was another thing that was part of the Warmfest. There was a lot of people coming out of the seminars, and apparently there was a lot of talk about Chaos Legions getting specific books, in particular World Eaters, Emperor's Children, and Black Legion.
Yeah,
they did a Death Guard book. That would be cool.
They like their big four to the GW, which is a shame because everyone knows if there's a Chaos Space Marine Legion that should be focused on, it's the OGs.
The Iron Warriors.
No, not the Iron Warriors, Mark. No.
Oh, sorry, that other underappreciated Legion.
The Word Bearers.
The Dark Angels.
Yeah, well,
they
already have their own book, so it's fine.
Yeah. Just missed the Chaos keyword out.
Well, in some they didn't. It still wormed its way into that codex.
It did.
Debbie's fighting Nightbot, and
of course she is.
Surprise! It's a Monday night. Debbie's fighting Nightbot. Dave's saying he could have Abaddon's Terminators, the Bringers of Despair. It's the Abaddon's Terminator bodyguard. Could have run a campaign. Leaky's asking if you get a choice of arms for Abaddon. That would be cool. Debbie is spamming, and Nightbot is fighting her. Dave's asking about Alpha Legion.
Yeah. I think Dave might be suggesting Alpha Legion instead of the least deserving Chaos Legion.
The Word Bearers.
I think the Word Bearers get a bad rep. I don't think they really did anything wrong.
I mean, they literally tried to make the Emperor a religion, and he didn't want that.
His own fault.
I mean,
he could have saved himself and everyone else a lot of grief if he'd just got along with it.
I think when he told them to sit down and they all knelt down and showed themselves up in front of the Ultramarines, I think that was their moment. That was probably their best moment of following the Emperor right there.
I read this bit of fluff today. And
I know, James actually reading. You empathised with them and you admitted that before the stream started.
I did, yeah. This came about after glorious picture that Mark created where I was the Emperor and protested at having to be the good guy. So I read a little bit about the Emperor, and it turns out he was kind of a dick.
He is not a nice individual.
No. I can't remember exactly what you sent to me when I said that the Emperor was the good guy.
I think it was just the Emperor, the good guy, with a question mark and an exclamation mark.
Emperor, good guy?
Yeah.
He did a lot of... I think overall, he was a good guy. He wasn't a good dad to the genetic freaks that he created, but I don't think that was his aim.
I don't think he was a very good unifier of humanity either, if I'm being totally honest.
I'm pretty sure the fact they're still standing 10,000 years later is testament to that.
What Mark sent to me was, let's look at it like this. The Emperor abolished religion, claimed to reunite humanity, but killed the one who didn't agree with him, referred to his sons by numbers, and saw those around him as tools other than people. That does sound like you, James. And so it's a real point. But I do demand to be worshipped as a god frequently, so that's where we differ.
I'm pretty sure the Emperor was a twat, says Debbie.
Yeah, seems appropriate.
He was, but I don't think anyone else could do what he did.
Yeah, I think there's an argument that humanity survives as a shell of itself, but it's survived, and it probably wouldn't have in any other format.
Yeah. Like Mark said, he didn't do a very good job of uniting them, but
they're still alive.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, humanity's probably destroyed by all the appalling, horrible things in this universe. If the Emperor didn't turn them into a bunch of militant gits, really. So
basically, he was just doing a job. It wasn't like he was having fun.
I think personally, the first 3 Horus Heresy books do a really good job of putting into perspective the sort of loyalist view on how the Emperor's kind of a dick. I believe it's Lurkin speaks to a lecturer quite a lot in there, and he sort of goes through why the Emperor's right, and it's not because he's right, it's because he kills anyone that claims he's wrong.
Yeah, history's written by the dude with the biggest sword.
Yeah, there you go, what Leaky said. Big E is a jerk, but one who has the best interests of humans at heart. That's it. That's basically my
as a word bearer, I'll have to agree to disagree, but
well, you know,
I see where you're coming from, Leaky.
And it's important. It's really, really important at this stage, where I've actually displayed that I read some fluff. That Magnus did nothing wrong.
Well, yes and no.
Yeah, see, it's better than normally. I just get shouted down. That's up.
No, like.
No, I'm not.
Magnus did do a lot wrong. The concept of him warning the Emperor was not Magnus doing something wrong.
Yeah.
What Magnus did, though, was wrong.
Magnus is one of those cases where you should judge the man on his intentions, not his actions.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair way to...
I think that's good. I think that's a good way to sum it up.
And in present day, the fact that he's trying to murder every spacewalk really endears him.
Yeah, he's fallen somewhat.
No, I'm okay.
I don't like the Space Wolves either, James. But you know, I think a lot of people have been caught up in that didn't necessarily actually do anything wrong.
I mean, I have big issues with the Space Wolves. I mean, there's a lot of sort of stuff for the mutant not to thing, and then there's a lot of dog people.
Yeah. Well, that was.
You should really look into that.
I mean, that was kind of the Thousand Sons as well, though.
Well, yes. In a wonderful bit of Sin's retcon fluff, I believe Araman turns all of them into wolf people.
Won't take your word for that.
No, seems fair. All right.
It was a fluff-related statement.
It was
like you might have just been reading Reddit.
No, in the Wrath of Magnus at the end of 7th edition, the part of the Wrath of Magnus was Araman like really, really enhancing the Curse of the Wolfen, and shitloads of Space Wolves turned into Wolfen. And then they've just sort of, when the fluff jumped for 200 years at the start of 8, they just sort of went, Space Wolves are fine again now.
Have we seen that though? Because I'm pretty sure we're going to see with this Codex something. Because there hasn't really been any direct fluff covering them yet. Not like...
The general sort of every time they've been mentioned up to this point, it's just been like, yeah, business as usual, carry on.
We might find out more in this Codex though.
We might. Hopefully.
Dave has raised a good point in that the Space Wolves are the only chapters to do exactly as they were told by the Emperor, although they could possibly be the worst executioners of all time.
They could, yeah.
Or potentially the best, since it kind of suggests they've already had to execute other legions.
I think it sounds, the way they reference it, it sounds like everyone got a bit of the 2 lost legions. It wasn't just the Space Wolves that went after him. I think everyone might have got involved there. But you know, they went after the World Eaters, got messed up. They went to go execute Magnus, and he's set Fenris on fire. So
yeah, but he set. I mean, what happened before he set Fenris on fire?
Yeah, Prospero burned, but someone needed to do something about that anyway.
I mean, as a general rule, if you go to murder somebody and they set your home planet on fire, you've not done brilliantly.
I think that was a Chaos God enhanced thing there.
Well, yeah, but you know, that's just excuses, isn't it, really?
Still counts.
See? I like when Mark's on my side in the fluff debate.
Mm.
I just hate Space Wolves, James.
Yeah, I know.
Got no time for them.
I found this quite remarkable. We've got quite a large, like 40k Facebook chat. And when the Space Wolves rumours started coming out, it turned out that quite a lot of people just don't like Space Wolves. I was sort of expecting to be in the minority, whinging about it.
No, there's sort of a mixture between people who dislike the Space Wolves because of their rules and people who dislike Space Wolves because of their fluff. I fall into 2 camps. I don't like the Space Wolves, and I don't like that they were Marines +1.
Yeah, that's my objection to them, is that they almost always seem to come out with a book, and it's just, here's Codex Space Marines, but better. And there's fur on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd hold a bit of a grievance with the modelling decisions. That's why I kind of like the Heresy versions of them a little bit more, in that they aren't Wolfie McWolf.
Yeah. I sort of get the point that I actually do think that the Wolfen are some of the best sculpts that GW made at that particular period. Particularly the old ones. I don't like them as a set in the setting. But I do actually quite like those models. The original ones from, God, what Crusade was it, where you had the 13th Company in the first place? Eye of Terror?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. The book was Eye of Terror, I think, but it was the 13th by Crusade.
Yeah. But I really like those old metal wolves. I think the new ones are a bit far.
The new...
Dave is right. The 30k Terminators are horrific models.
Yes, they are. The 30k Heresy models are not as good for Space Wolves. It feels like they've lost some of the way with it, and they're just kind of like churning them out.
Yeah, the sculpts were just awful. They were just lazy. They were just absolutely lazy.
It was just a case of, yeah, we can do this.
Well, I mean, one model was missing a pistol grip.
Didn't one have a sniper, a scope like upside down or something as well? The wrong way around.
Sort of the way the bolter barrels work. There's typically the barrel, and then there's a little smaller thing just above it. That was just flipped for something for no apparent reason.
Good.
It's just thinking. My issue with the Wolfen, because when I was getting back into 40k, I was looking at them because I had some Space Wolves already. It was the fluff of them was basically they rocked back up and then they came out of the warp, and then these giant weapons that everyone thought were ceremonial were Wolfen weapons. It's like what? that is legitimately it. Like, oh yeah, they found them on the wall. That giant shield and axe, yeah, they're not ceremonial. They're Wolfen weapons. I was like, what?
I've also got a minor issue with the supposed, cleaners uppers of the Emperor who go out and beat up on the Chaos Legions because they're wrong. Just sort of went, oh, these mutant guys just came out the warp. Seems fine. We'll just crack on with it.
I find there's a lot of hypocrisy with the Space Wolves, particularly in the Horus Heresy, with the well, basically with just everything.
You have Psych as well, don't you? You have the Rune Priest.
Superstition was meant to sort of be, a thing of the past, and they still believed in it. They consult the runes and stuff. And then basically because they could argue, I think their argument was they can use psychic powers because it's not their psychic powers.
Oh no,
it's the power of Fenris.
Yeah.
Oh, Nightbot's now going for the other Forster.
Yes. Get them all.
Yeah, it's the power of Fenris, so it's alright when we do it. We'll even take our Psychers to go eradicate the planet of Psychers, because Psychers are bad.
Seems fair. I mean, they also took quite a lot of the Sisters of Silence.
Yeah, it's true.
It seems like a good plan, to be fair.
Does seem quite wise, yeah.
It's just metagaming.
Yeah, it feels like...
Taking their custard jet bikes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did that as well.
There were absolutely custodes there. One of the few times the custodes didn't just chill out on Terra.
Oh, they were actually pretty active during the Heresy.
Yeah, they were going around doing stuff.
Didn't work out too well for them when they kicked about with the word bearers.
No, we don't talk about that.
I take it that was a bit of a whooping, wasn't
The
it?
Custards seem to take issue with the fact that some of the Marines were possessed by demons.
Ah! I see.
And so Argyltal and his boys resolved that issue.
By killing the custodes?
Yeah, they took hits, because Custards are fucking hard. But, in the end...
I'm pretty sure Argyltal uses a Guardian Spear as his weapon.
He does. Yeah, well, mate, yeah. The Guardian... He also has one of their swords as well. He has 2 custody weapons, does Argyltal.
This is a demon, it doesn't matter that they're gene-coded.
No, because he can do what he wants. When there's a demon living inside you, the normal rules don't apply.
He does what he wants. He does what he wants. Argyltal. Yeah, I mean, he does.
He does do what he wants.
I was saying no to the chat rather than to the...
He started a fight with Angron just because he grew tired of his shit.
That seems like a really interesting way to commit suicide.
Nah, Angron found it funny, so it was alright.
That's kind of lucky. It's kind of like you pick on your psycho mate and start a fight. This could go one of 2 ways, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dave wants to see Titans, Matt.
Show me Titans, Matt. I'm not at Titan stage, Dave. I'm dropping models on the floor. That's the issue. I am building tiny knights. It's going to fall apart if I hold it up without my fingers. Tempted to actually magnetize the torsos. Oh, I might magnetize the torso so they can turn around.
Like owls.
But they're lovely little models.
Yeah,
they're awesome.
Cute little.
I'm having a lot of fun building them as well. Surprisingly.
Someone should do a warlord with a baby carrier on, holding one of the little knights.
Holding a knight, yeah. Give me a Reaver Titan. Oh, yeah, Reaver Titan's cool.
Yeah.
Reminds me I've got a warlord in the shed.
Shit, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, me too.
We'll forget about that. That was an interesting day.
It was sort of... I didn't go to that event, and I just got a message about 3 in the afternoon. Matt's bought a Warlord Titan. What? We're going to do night jousting. Fucking not.
I don't see the problem with me night jousting with my warlord.
He's fine.
Don't have a single night.
Can't wait to watch loads of people not play with them. Yeah, well that's fine. That's like all of my models, so...
Yeah, that's true.
I think at this point I've just become a collector and streamer rather than gamer.
You're a hoarder, aren't you, Matt?
Hoarder,
Well,
yeah.
you are a bit of a gamer.
Hobby hoarder.
I'm going to be... in like 20 years, there's going to be an episode of like Hoarders where I've died because a model has fallen on me, and people are going to be watching it where they're like chucking... Because it'll be filmed like 6 months before, and they'll just be throwing boxes of models in the bin. Like sorting through them and like picking out like limited edition stuff and exclusive and like boxes of Renegade that's not made anymore and just throwing it in the bin and everyone's going to be like,
It's either that or your fight with James doesn't quite go to plan.
yeah. And I die and James ends up on a throne.
On a throw. Both dead and not dead at the same time.
And to be fair, that is how I live my life.
Dead, played a game. Is that why you didn't reply to my request for a game tomorrow? Probably. Probably.
Being called out on stream, Matt.
I've been called out on stream. It's Dave though, he probably wants to use like loads of
800,000 cultists.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of person would run a Chaos Army with 150 odd models?
Yeah. It was James.
Yeah. So speaking of gaming, we did a tournament.
Did we?
We did. Well, you did some of the tournament.
Some of the tournament.
Yeah.
That sounds like me.
Does sound like you. This time you didn't drop to play Mario Kart.
I did drop to play Mario Kart in the last one. I got more wins than you.
Yeah, you did.
Hmm.
Not more points.
I certainly didn't get more points, no. Let's not go back into discussing ETC.
Yeah, the joys of ETC.
Bullshit.
Yeah. I played that tournament on hard mode as well. I never dropped below table 3. It was vicious. But, yeah, so we played at the weekend at our good friend of the channel, Dave. Other Dave W. We have a lot of Daves.
We do. We need to
A
call
global
you.
tournament, which was a Hollander. There can only be one. It was an entirely soupless event where you had to take only one faction. Which,
Yeah. It was interesting.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't think it solved a lot of problems 8th edition.
No. You normally play... Well, you've been swapping to Thousand Suns now, but you have been playing Tyrannid, Genestealer Cult armies.
Yeah, I play a soup version of Tyrannid and Genestealer Cult. If I'm being really serious at GTs, I'll drop a little bit of guard in there to CP file.
Yep.
Because if you're being serious at GT, not guard CP farming, you've misunderstood how to play this game.
Yep. I've been running Chaos Soup and more recently Imperial Soup with guard CP farm, Custodes, and sticking Castellan in recently.
I think it proves how potent that CP farm is that even Tyrannid players run it. Like,
yeah. I at least was running an original. I didn't do the 2-3 infantry. I ran 3 Artemia pattern Hellhounds and a company commander because nothing says, "Hey, look at my Tyrannid army!" like 3 flaming explosion vehicles.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, for this tournament, I don't think Soup fixes a lot of the problems. As I sort of took this as an opportunity to take out my third person list, which something I've been touting for a little while as just being disgusting, and it does some appalling things to people.
Sorry, I was just reading Debbie's comment there.
I can't read Debbie's comment.
Absolutely hilarious.
What was it?
Basically making reference to Ferrus Manus as an Ultra Dreadnought, and Debbie christened it the Headnought. Ferrus Manus got beheaded, by the way, James.
I was waiting for the explanation of that joke.
I did actually know that.
Well, I think we've covered that in Fluff Corner before.
I think we have.
Possibly.
So yes, Mark, what did you take to this lovely tournament?
Chaos. Lots of it. Some Dreadnoughts.
The kill pack was back.
It wasn't the Crimson Horde so much as the Dreadnought this time. But if you've got 4 Dreadnoughts, then you take them to a surplus event.
You do.
Yeah, makes sense.
You play them as word bearers because you're a beautiful, fluffy bunny, as opposed to the.
Word bearers took a lot of casualties, so it makes sense.
They didn't go well for them.
I genuinely feel like the most hard done by 40k player of all time.
Yeah.
After this tournament.
We'll get to it, because it's great.
Yeah.
Matt, what did you take?
I resented not being able to take soup. So I just filled my list with as many custode jet bikes as I could fit, stuck in the -1 to hit banner for good measure, and then put in a few shield captains, which resulted in me having 4 command points.
Yeah. I went with the classic 90s angle, third person, with 50 cultists, some rubric marines, some disc Zangor because I didn't have enough Zangor, some Zangor shamans because there wasn't enough Zangor, some demon princes, and Araman. And I want to take this opportunity to say that Araman is considered one of the best units in the game in terms of having, I think, being one of only 3 psychers with 3 casts and 3 denies. He gets bonuses to cast, got a good invuln, he can fly, he's got a damage 3 weapon. He died to bolt pistol Overwatch, frag grenade Overwatch, and perils himself off the board by turn 2. He is useless.
To be fair, your Araman doesn't have much luck anyway, because when we played when I was using your Tyrannid army, I believe. What happened to it? He got big smited by a Magus, didn't he, and died?
Yeah.
He got killed by a psychic power.
I get that Araman is good and on paper and statistics and all those things that I normally believe in.
Oh, here's the head knot.
I love the head knot. All those marvelous things that I normally go with, the number crunching and the stats and everything.
You replaced by a head knot.
Yes.
I like that. Look at that lovely Ferrous Manus head. Yeah, maybe he needs a sweet Galaxy
If
cloak.
James was a robot, he'd have a twin las cannon.
And a smoke launcher, just
And
for a
big-
tactical
and a big
option.
fist, yeah, he would.
And a big fist.
I wonder how much smoke a Dreadnought smoke launcher puts out that you couldn't still hit the Dreadnought by assuming it was just in the majority of the smoke.
That's a very good point. Have you
It's
ever
like
seen...
Land Raiders. They must have to put out half a battle worth of smoke
Yeah.
for you to still not be able to hit them.
But yeah. So how did your tournament go, Mark? Tell us the tale.
It is both the best and worst I've done at a tournament. Just because, like, we still can't quite figure out how I went 0-3.
Like,
Because I scored 20 plus points in every game, and I was one of 3 people to do that. I came 9th out of 10 people. The other 2 people came 1st and 3rd. Just because I believe that the downfall of my tournament is I can't stop people scoring points.
Yeah.
There's no way for me to prevent people doing it. I have to try and outscore them. And yeah, I don't do that.
I basically approached the tournament going, I've written this list and it gives up max secondary, basically regardless of which secondaries you pick. It was just, I was bleeding 12 points every game, no matter what happened. So I approached it with the idea of, they're definitely going to score the 26 points for holding and secondaries. I just need to score all the bonus points, and we'll be fine.
Why could you not hold?
Me?
Yeah.
I can hold and stuff, but they would always get a kill and
Okay.
and all the secondaries, so it's 24 points.
Yeah.
So my aim was to also get those 24 points and then score all the bonus points, just to make sure that I picked up the wins. And I had some interesting games. My round 1 was against MMX John, who is a friend of ours. He's very excited about the new Space Wolves. And what we discovered is, if you stand Bjorn as far away as physically possible from my army, and then just unload a Fire Raptor into me for 5 turns, that'll pretty much deal with 150 models. Just by itself.
Fire Raptors do a lot of shots.
Yeah,
Shots.
pretty nasty. John was some sort of a... He was very much having Rain Man moments where he was splitting up his shots and just perfectly killing every unit that he targeted. It was pretty mad. But fortunately, I'd dominated the board enough in the early turns that I won anyway by basically hiding cultists in a corner to not get tabled.
Wow.
Yeah, it was super brutal. John legitimately killed like 150 of my 160 model army. It was violent, really violent.
Have you come up with a way of dealing with Fire Raptor next time?
No.
Yeah, so we should all buy Fire Raptors.
My plan is basically what I tried to do this time, which is surround it, then Doombolt it so it can only move speed and it just crashes into people. But unfortunately, I tried that. I'd set up for that 3 turns, and all 3 turns with +3 to cast, I failed to roll a 6 on 2d6. Because Araman had Doombolt, and this is the continued story of why I hate Araman.
Is he getting dropped out of the list?
No.
You don't know about bad psychers, James.
I don't know. To be honest, the whole list is getting dropped. And not due to anything to do with his performance. There's new Gene Steel Occult models, and I love Gene Steel Occult. So what was your first game, Matthew? Because I genuinely don't know what happened in your first game. I know the result, but I don't really know any of it.
So my first game was my grudge against Timmy Winstreak. Hot on the heels of his recent victory, was quick to grudge me for this event. What happened there was, what was Tim running? Triple Predator, Land Raider, some Rhinos with Psychers in, and some Scouts, and some Intercessors and a Whirlwind. He definitely had numerical advantage in terms of drops, and Tim dropped his Predators and Land Raider behind some blocking terrain, and dropped his Scouts out of cover, and turn 1 he couldn't shoot me. I killed the Scouts and then slowly charged his entire army. Fortunately, the Sturge jet bikes are good at that and weathering fire. Last time I played Tim it was soft lads, so this time the gloves were off and I didn't lose a model. I think I took 6 wounds. And the highlight of it was what would have been a really stupid charge, and I realised afterwards that effectively what I did was charged all 3 Predators and a Crusader, Land Red Crusader, in the same charge with 1 unit of 7 bikes.
Oh god.
And took 1 wound.
Yeah.
To Overwatch fire. Thinking about it, should have charged, piled in, consolidated, what have you. Just didn't kill anything. I think I killed 1 Predator, but it didn't matter because at that point nothing was shooting apart from a Whirlwind. It was just a bad mismatch, and with Tim deploying the Predators where he wasn't going to shoot me. And if he shot earlier on and I rolled bad, I'd have lost some bikes or something. But he wanted the firepower he needed to get rid of what I had, and the other parts of his army. He was really lucky with the Whirlwind. The Whirlwind, so it was 2d6 shots. He was hitting like 10, 11 shots every turn. Strength 6, wounded on 3s, but he's got no AP.
Yeah,
can't go through them. If he
chaff and stuff, it works, but
if it was a CP farm, he'd be removing those guard units. But
he's at the very least getting killer unit every turn.
Yep.
Mark, round 1.
I played Dave. He'd grudged me after soft lads. We both really enjoyed our last game, so I was very much looking for it. And again, my army is not mobile in the slightest. Typically, what happens, I took my big unit of 10 Terminators again. Typically what happens is they go in a certain point, blitz a unit, then get killed. I didn't lose a single Terminator this game, mainly because I couldn't move them because they were on the bonus objective. And the lack of mobility for the rest of my army just probably cost me the game. I wasn't really taking this tournament very seriously. He handed me his list before the game started. I did that thing where you pretend to read it and then just hand him it back. I thought he only had one unit of the Primaris Flying Marines. Turns out that wasn't the case. He might have had two. So he put one of the units down. I was like, ah, sweet, yeah, I'll be all right. The next unit came behind my Sorcerer. Like, that's an issue. I thought there was only one of them squads to come down. So yeah, basically what happened is he beat me on secondaries. We were more or less neck and neck on actual scores, but I couldn't get to his characters. And like I said, I hadn't properly read the ITC updated secondaries, so I'd probably picked Butcher's Bill and gone with something.
Yeah, see, this was a shock for me because they'd come out, but I was still working to the pack, which linked to the old one still.
Yeah.
So it
was one of them things. I cost myself, and there was a point where I made such a huge mistake. I cost myself that game. I mean, all credit to Dave. He still got to score the points and stuff like that. And he did. He beat me. Yeah. You know, he did everything right to beat me. But
he capitalised on the.
I like to think if I was on my A game, I can flip that result.
It was very tight as well, wasn't it? That game. You only lost it by a couple of points.
4 or 5 points, maybe.
Yeah. So realistically, that's a good turn because all that is a kill more and a hold more for a to go the other way. And
there were so many times that his Ultramarines having +1 leadership sounds like it's a lot, but it made a huge difference. There was the time where I got 2 Ultramarine units, two units down to they should be running from this morale check.
Yeah.
And they both went from having rolled a 6 to rolling a 1 with that re-roll as well. It was just right. So there's my killer unit and kill more probably gone. My Terminators bounced off a unit of like 4 Primaris. That was 10 power-fisted Terminators going into a unit of 5 Primaris and just whiffing. Because when I put power mittens on, I can't roll falls. Any other unit that's at a -1 to hit, I typically do all right. Those power mittens are exactly that.
I think Terminators should be ignore the -1 to hit with power fists.
Well,
that would bring them back somewhat.
Heavy weapons. I don't know why they don't with just heavy weapons. They've lost the relentless special rule that allows them to move and shoot. Which to me doesn't make a lot of sense. And I also, in 2 rounds of combat with 20 power fist attacks, I failed to roll a single 6 to do an additional attack.
Yeah.
Because obviously it was Imperium units, so I had Death of the False Emperor, which I didn't benefit from at all.
So round 2, that puts Mark on a loss, me and Matt on a win.
Mm-hmm.
Matt and our friend Rob both managed to outscore me, so I was playing on table 2, which Matt and Rob found very funny because I had ducked them for a change.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
And we ducked you. So
everyone
was happy.
Yeah, except Dave.
Except Dave. Who got you?
Dave bounced from his victory over my to me on table 2.
He shouldn't have killed my Dreadnought, should he? He brought it on himself.
And Mark
left my Dreadnoughts alone.
I dedicate what happened next to your Dreadnoughts. Because what happened was a Primaris Space Marine army, which is always a little short on shots, take the extra wood with the extra bolters, came up against 160 models, about 100 of which charged him on turn 1. And we ended up in a combat where I had Zangor Demon Princes and various other bits and bobs in combat with his entire army, which resulted in, at the end of turn 2, Dave just basically he couldn't leave combat with a single model and just had to stand there and wait to get punched in the face a lot. So he just shook my hand and called it there. Which it was just a horrible mismatch of his list was built to kill tanks, to kill elite armies. He had a lot of Hellblasters clustered around a banner. I sniped the banner out with sniper smite spells. So I think I killed that turn 1. Just popped it off with a bunch of sniper smite spells. And that was pretty much the end of his plan. It didn't help that his captain in Gravis armor heroically intervened to fight a Demon Prince, failed to hurt the Demon Prince, who promptly just slapped him to death.
I take it your Demon Prince declared him as a target when he charged them.
It was a second round of combat.
Second round of combat. I was going to say, if he heroically intervened into something that declared him, it's like, no, don't do that.
Not heroically intervened. He I fought some Inceptors piled into Hell Blasters to stop them, and Indaged charged into the Demon Prince to get me off.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair to the captain, having failed to do any damage whatsoever in his first swing, he then do Only in Death as duty end and kill the Demon Prince as he died.
If they catch you, those Gravis captains are nasty.
Mm.
I was slightly disappointed because I do have a 4-up invuln on that dude, and 8 wounds.
Mm.
But so that was pretty much a max points win. I think the only points I missed were the ones for tabling him too soon. Matthew, in round 2, you had the top table game against Rob and his Drakari.
I had Rob's Drakari, which was lovely because, it was basically going to be how much damage Rob could do before I got into him, which something really bad happened here where I went first, moved forward, went for one big charge, but it didn't work, but that wasn't really going to be a issue. I knew I was going to be taking a turn of shooting. Everything was around the -1 to hit banner. Stuff really didn't work like that, though. It should work, but it was kind of like... So Robert, 2 Reapers, 3 Ravagers, 3 of the planes. There's a lot of shooting. 4 Venoms, 3 Archons around to be giving people reroll 1s. There's a lot of horrible shooting. His first shooting phase, it's like, first Reaper rolls a 6 for its number of shots, kills a Custode. Second Reaper rolls 5 for its number of shots, kills 2 Custodes. The Ravagers got 9 shots each with Disintegrators. So the Ravagers are... I think he was getting like 7 or 8 hits of each one, and it's just like, I was sat there feeling that pain. I was like, this shouldn't be happening, but let's just live with it. Let's just live with it. Got into his lines. I made some stupid mistakes, like going for big charges with shield captains on Reapers. Go for like a big charge, and it was next to one of the flyers. I can't remember what they called. You just said, I think. So I was like next to that, so I should have declared both. Rolled low. Couldn't make the Reaper, so the shield captain just sat there doing nothing. If they charged in, and I had a unit of jetbikes next to the flyers, if the shield captain charged the flyers, I probably would have killed them by themselves. Yeah. And then they wouldn't have had 2 flyers towards the end. They would have got an extra kill point there. Yes.
The Razor Wings, they're made out of paper.
Yeah, exactly.
They can't take a hit.
But as soon as I got into his lines, like by the end of the game, I killed all of them, but not the flyers. Which, if I'd done that charge earlier game, would have killed that. He had some infantry left. I think we only got 3 turns done. Or 4 turns, which was annoying, but I'm not sure what it was. His army puts out a lot of shots, and because we played each other at Cali before this, and it does take time, but there was probably a lot of time on my part measuring charges to try and really get the benefit of charging into his massive army.
When we went to the pub afterwards, I think one of us had noticed that what happened was David had taken the timings from Soft Lads, which was a 1500 point event.
Yeah.
And we were playing 2K, so the rounds were a bit shorter than they maybe needed.
Right. I mean, mine and Rob's game would have really sped up from that point. But it had been a lot on his side. There was a lot of shots, and he's rolling a lot of dice. And it's just, and he's not slow. And on my side, there was a lot of measuring the charges, because if you're trying to get into 3 Ravagers and 2 Reapers,
it's important.
You need to work out where you're getting, what multi-charges you're doing, what you're tying up, and just what you're touching. I think going from where we were, Rob probably had it. We in the end we drew 16-16. He probably had it going forward. I don't think he was gonna. I think it was a case of I'd got most of my secondaries, and he was probably going to get hulled more. I think it'd have been. I don't know if we played out the full game. I think it'd have still been close, but I think he'd have pulled ahead. So it's really good. I did fuck up, and the shooting against those Dark Elves, I just put off so much shooting. I just had some really bad luck as well, like shooting some Custodes at a Venom on 2 wounds. So it's like if one of those shots from a Guardian Spear goes through, it kills it. No, didn't wound that. 3 Custodes charging a Venom. Charged, went into it, did 3 wounds total. They just feel no pains at the wrong time, or invulnerable, 5 up, 6 ups invulnerables, and just on the wrong weapons, and it's like, but it's tight. Rob's a really decent player, so
yeah.
Get used to that matchup now, at least.
Yeah, Drakari are a matchup that are pretty tough for everybody at the moment.
It was nice he didn't have soup. That was a saving grace. Hi, Tim. Tim, you have missed the coverage of our game.
Rob's typical army never uses that much soup now. Anyway, I think he tried it for a bit and just didn't really like it.
Yeah, he had. I think he was running He was running a Farseer at Cali. He wasn't really running much else. It was Farseer and Rangers, which is like the cheapest way to get back in.
Yeah, they don't have any psychic powers or psychic defense, so
Doom's really good on Rangers because it's not that you need to kill.
I was about to say that the Eldar powers don't just benefit craft worlds. It's it's a target, not a buff.
So Mark's round 2.
I played Mr. Roper with his Astra Militarum. I found the big thing was his super heavy tank. With my Lackham, well, it was basically one turn of where it all went wrong. Basically, I was walking my Leviathan over to it, backed up by a couple of contemptors, and it was like, if I get into it, it's dead. There's no doubt about that. But in one turn of shooting, I believe the fact that it Punisher cannons -2 damage. There was a time where he put 6 wounds onto my Leviathan, and I feel that's 10 wounds gone. Then my Leviathan's walking around on 2 wounds left because it'd already taken 1 hit from it so far. So then it's moving like 3 inches a turn, and it just takes another hit for it to go down. And that was basically the only thing I had to. That was the only thing that I had to get rid of it with, and it died. So it was another game. I scored 20+ points, but just lost too many points at the same time.
Fair enough. So round 3, I went on to play Rob in the last round. Matt had to leave the event early, so he ended up playing.
Yeah.
He traded down a spot and played Dave in a small points game.
Yeah, I had a wedding, and it was someone from work, so I couldn't really avoid it. I was meeting the people from work early, so really couldn't have turned up late. And
so Rob marginally upset having to trade up to play on table because he has before described me as the killer of tournaments. Because it's reasonably fair to say that if I didn't attend, Rob or Matt would probably win our events. So I've kicked Rob.
Sorry, Mark. Well, Mark's gone. Look, Mark's left.
Yep, he left early. That's why I felt comfortable saying it. But yeah, it's one of those where Rob has fought his way to the table, and then I've kicked him straight off the podium. He doesn't, fair play for being slightly grumpy about that. So we.
Yeah, especially because mine in his game, I feel like going forward he'd have won that. So.
Yeah, but at any rate, me and Rob drew, and he deployed very cleverly. He used all his jets that I couldn't charge to screen me out from doing my big jump up the board to attack him.
Ooh.
So we played it. We took a couple of turns where I cleaned out his screen and I walked up the board. And he shot massive chunks out of my army. But it basically came down to I bent and just kicked some chunks. He made a couple of mistakes, but in fact he made the same mistake twice in the same turn, and it ultimately it killed him off. I think I probably had him on the ropes, but I jumped on his vehicles with a big blob of Zagor and sort of not left him a lot of places where they could fall back legally. So he fell back to within 3 inches of my Demon Princes without realising that I'd heroically intervened in his charge phase onto his vehicles and killed them. So he jumped out to shoot at me, fired, didn't manage to kill the Demon Princes, which is about right because it was with damage. And I hopped on him and killed all.
I actually waited in my game against him because I was waiting for him to pop out close enough that I could still heroically intervene and charge, and he didn't do it. And I was like, he knows better than this, And then to hear him do it in yours, I'm like, damn it, that could have been me.
People forget that you can just do that.
Yeah.
It was he did it twice in the same turn, which was a big mistake. But I think I probably had it anyway. But as it is, it sort of spelt the end, and within a turn of that, we reached a stage where we called it.
Yeah.
Whereas had he not, we'd have been a lot tighter, and he could have probably spent 2 or 3 turns of dragging the game, flying away from Zangor. Just while I ran around, I'd have still picked up a lot of objective points, and I was reasonably far ahead at that stage because in order to screen out my attacks, he'd basically sat in his own deployment zone on one objective and given me the other 4. But yeah, so I picked up a win there. Went 3-0, which helped for the final rankings. So Matt's final round was a bit weird.
Yeah, like I said, I had to leave early. But the way round 2 finished, it was kind of like an hour and a half before I really had to like dart off, and get. So I just didn't have time for that game. So me and Dave basically said, "Well, look, we'll play a 500-point game," and got that out of the way. I changed my list because we played the 500-point event the other day. I changed my list instead of taking 5 jet bikes, which pretty broke. I took 4 and a -1 to hit banner. But Dave did in counter to this take 11 Hellblasters and a captain to reroll the 1s, so it kind of resulted in me taking a lot of jet bikes off. And that -1 hit banner did some work in the end. I think he killed 2 Primaris guys by himself between his Misericordia and his grenade launcher. But yeah, so I think Dave's still entered that in the scores.
Yeah, it went in.
Yeah, so it was a win for me.
And Mark's final round?
I played Mr. Barlow and his Necrons in what you could call the people's game, because we were the 2 in the end tied for best sports, and we both give each other 3 points as well, just to test things how much we actually loved that game. I believe there was 4 models left at the end of our game. We really did a number on each other, and the biggest thing to happen in that game is Barlow seized, rolled big on his Deceiver thing, where he can basically move his entire army. Yeah, he redeployed 3 units, killed my fired a shot. And yeah, it was always going to be difficult after that, losing 350 points worth of Dreadnought. And again, my Contemptors did work in that game. Like, that's the best they've played. Just going into... Basically, he was obviously playing Necrons, so to get around the reanimation protocols, I basically had to wipe out entire units, which I did a good job of, but there was twice where I think I'd taken Butcher's build for that game and just left stuff on 1 wound all the time, or just there was 1 model left at the end, just costing me that 2nd unit each time, which I believe I lost that game by 2 points. And those 2 turns go differently. I get kill more that turn, and then I get a Butcher's bill on top of that.
It's 2 points
so,
right
yeah,
there.
again, another 20+ game where that score beats quite a lot of the other people who'd scored that round. But
yeah,
unfortunately, I was just giving up too many points.
So we finished up. I went 3-0, topped the tournament. Matt picked up 2nd place with 2 wins and a draw.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark took his 9th, as he mentioned earlier, with a ridiculously high score, but somehow no wins.
Like I said, only 3 other people, only 2 other people managed to go 20 points in all 3 games.
Yeah. And at this stage, folks, I'm going to have to say bye and vanish. I think Mark and Matt are going to hang out with you for a bit longer, but I'm going to have to head off.
Okay.
So it's been a pleasure, and I'll see you all later.
Thanks, James.
See you
Goodbye,
later.
James.
Oh no, this is gonna screw up our picture.
there's another part of my bed. Oh, there we go.
Here we
a
go.
new section here.
Oh, this isn't even like
Hello.
I can make this easy. Let's try this. Oh no.
No, I'm gone now.
Oh. That's just
going
me.
on?
This is an unprecedented thing.
I think we'll just have to have part of my bed backboard.
Tim has been buying some scalp bikes and a Dark Talon.
There we go, Tim. You need that Dark Talon.
Oh, if I do this and take off James and add in... Oh, we're doing this, Mark. We're doing this on the fly. We can still hear you, we just can't see you, which...
Good. I shall be returning shortly.
Oh,
hopefully.
legend has it. Oh,
Dave Bunton. Oh, it's a big name. We've got a big name on stream right now.
Skype. We're not on Skype, Dave.
Haha.
We're not on Skype. In a normal scenario, we would, maybe when we've got the Fallout coverage, we're going to be getting in on this. We're James isn't a big Fallout player or fan. I'm not sure he knows any of it, so we're going to have to be bringing something else in there. And
I'm so excited. The fact that one of our friends has got his Fallout order and we're still waiting on yours is absolutely devastating.
I'm going to have to do some magic here and do that. If I do this and do this, do a bit of screen capture Magoo. Discord, Dave. We're using Discord. If I do this and then open this up. Oh! Hey. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, by the magic of XSplit, we've got that.
Shame and Shadow.
You just fixed the radio station. What do you mean you fixed? Oh, right, quest-wise, yeah. There we go. Oh, there we go. If I do this, and if I do this, I can get
Fallout 3 is great. I need to play Fallout. I think I've got like all of the DLCs in a drawer behind me. The game itself, because I've got it on PC. That one. So I think I've got everything on their discs. I don't have the space on my laptop at the minute. I've got to clear out a load of shit so I can play it.
I just gave I bought Pip-Boy edition to get the Pip-Boy for a Halloween costume year before last, and then Kaylee, my partner's just bought a PS4. So I was like, hang on, like I think because I bought the PS4 edition, but I only wanted the Pip-Boy, so I went in the loft. I'm like, Steelbook? Oh, so there you go. Like, please play through that. You have a Mehmet, he buys all the things. Yes. Dave shares an Xbox account with someone, so because they have it linked, they can play the digital content and stuff.
Yeah, that's
which is
awesome.
Pretty clever. I love Fallout. The latest we've got on Fallout is that we should have should maybe be shipped this week or received this week.
Hopefully.
Basically,
it's been such a long wait.
I'm paying the price of you've ordered too much. In that some of the little expansions, some of like the single model ones or something, they're missing cards, so they're waiting for a reprint. So the people who've just bought the base game, they're getting it. The people who bought the extra stuff, gotta wait. It's really upsetting.
Yeah, it's just the way it is sometimes, unfortunately. Oh no, I'm looking forward to it. Again, it's another, like Kill Team is, it's going to be another small game that I imagine we can run through pretty quickly, which is you don't have to dedicate like an afternoon to playing it.
Yeah, I think it's just going to take some time because it is quite detailed as well. It's like quite a narrative game. Who has it? Who has what? Fallout? Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
Dan didn't get as much. He got the terrain. He got the red rocket pack. He says that's really nice. So that's like a mat and some cardboard scenery. I saw that at the Games Expo. It's really cool. But we've got quite a bit of wooden scenery, so I'm ready to get my board done, in fact. But yeah, do you know what I can't wait to do? Just get the books. I've got digital copies, but I just want the books.
Yeah, I always find it difficult. I just think it's easier to read a rule set out of a book than it is on a digital copy. For some reason, I don't know what it is. I think it's just personal.
My man, just letting the cat in.
Yeah, your door's in a great way at the minute.
Yeah. Nope, cat's gone.
You do have a fan outside, though, don't you?
I do have a fan, yeah.
Super fan.
Would like to put it.
Shit puns.
Oh, shit puns. Jim's gone. The caliber of the stream is going to go up.
I know. I'm definitely looking forward to getting into it. Like I said, I've said it to a few of friends, and it's come up with a few of us at the same time. I think with 40k at the minute, we've played so much tournaments and so much of it over the summer. It's just going to be nice to get into other stuff. It's not that we burnt out. It's just good. Even Dave's getting it on the shit.
Is your biggest fan? Jesus. Yeah. 40.
Blows him away.
Like, I really enjoyed playing 40k on Saturday, and but just ready for a break now. Kill Team's kind of come at the right time. I mean, that's probably why they've done it. They just, it's their job to sell models. It's probably why Kill Team came out when it did. And it's perfect for kids spending money for the holidays.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that, the main purpose of it, and I think they're right, is to be an introduction to 40k rather than something for the veterans, but all the veterans seem to be enjoying it at the same time.
Yeah.
Testament to the game that they've created. But
I think
You know,
narratively
even people who have been it.
is going to be the best way to do it. I think.
Yeah, and at the same time, there's like so many projects I've been wanting to do lately. Spend the money on another army and just doing a kill team, you know, in loads of different forces. Like I've got a Tempestus Scion one that I've planned out at the same time that's got nothing to do. I've always liked the Tempestus Scion models, so actually getting to... And I don't like just painting up a squad because I like to have a go with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So there's not the pressure there to start an army afterwards.
Yeah, like an army of them, quite expensive and...
Yeah,
but
especially it's 21 quid for 5 guard. They
fit really perfect for that kind of kill team thing. They're really cool. I mean, they are like a special forces unit. So
yeah. Well, it's really cool. They've because obviously the way they've tried to add like a sort of narrative. Oh,
hang on.
They're really cool. Like
there we go.
Do they still come with all the different face masks as well?
They don't have masks. It's just it's like a full head as one piece.
It's like a full head.
Yeah, but that's one build. The other two are pretty much built, to be fair. But
yeah, with Kill Team, they've added a bit of a narrative aspect in that you give your team a demeanor, a mission, and a quirk.
Mm-hmm.
And going through some of the guard ones, it's awesome. Like they've properly got into it a bit like it's sort of a bit like Bad Company, Battlefield Bad Company.
Yeah.
Where it sounds like a lot of them are just a unit that have gone, fuck this. You know, we're going to do what we want now. Or there's loads of different ones for the guard. I think the one that I randomly generated for the team that I drafted up was they've got a message to deliver to another army further on in the battlefield. And they've essentially just run into a load of shit on the way there. Which I quite like. Some of the guard ones are really good. And I like that narrative aspect. And we've got a lot of people starting to get interested in it around Hull. I've got 2 games of it lined up this week. I'm playing Eddie, who I just gave an intro to on Thursday, who really enjoyed it. And then Rob, with his tournament prize money, just picked up the Kill Team starter set, and I'm giving him a game on Thursday as well.
Ooh.
So it looks like a lot of people around here are looking to get into it.
Did he pick up the full starter set with the terrain and everything in, or did he just get...
the terrain's beautiful.
Yeah.
The terrain is absolutely amazing. They had some out in Stronghold while we were playing, and the detail in it's awesome. I'm surprised how tall it was as well. I didn't think it'd go up quite as high as it did.
Yeah, it's like 5 inches, I think, or... Well, it might be 6, but I don't think it is the full 6, but...
Yeah, it's nice. Definitely a lot taller than their old stuff. So yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, it'd be an expensive board, but it'd be cool to see.
It'd be cool to have a full board of it, yeah.
Because it's all got archways and pillars inside and everything. They've got a really, really cool Gothic look, and there isn't an overabundance of skulls on it as well.
Yeah,
which is a rarity for 40k terrain.
It's super modular.
Yeah,
that's the cool thing.
Yeah, it's interchangeable, so you know it slots together and you can move it around.
The stuff, the stuff like we were playing. I played it on the second game. And like we took bits off so we could put stuff inside it easier, so we could get line of sight better, and it was just nice. It was so refreshing to do that, and just nice. Can't really say anything more about it, but enjoyed it.
It's just good terrain.
Don't know what to do with the terrain that I've got for this Adeptus Titanicus. Part of me is like, I'm not going to buy more of the GW stuff. So sell it and get like a 10mm MDF board.
Yeah, you don't get loads of it in Titanicus, do you?
No, but I think people are going to be buying it for that reason.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking if I can find an alternate source, then... But then another part of me is like, well, yeah, get it from the alternate source and use this to...
I think it's Drop Fleet Commander does buildings that probably look about the right size.
That's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking. But I'm sure TT, like I've just got the Fallout board for TT Combat James, has got some 40k boards from them for our GT. Thinking they do a 10mm. Oh, Tim says he could do with a game of
if Team. You are in on Tuesday or Thursday, Kill Team games take no time at all. So I'm sure after me and Eddie have played, or after me and Rob have played, we can get you involved. You know, the good thing about Kill Team is as well, you can play with multiple people at one time. So if either opponent are down for it, we can have a three-way game.
Yeah.
You know,
Mark always down for a freeway.
Always down for a three-way, just for the right price. To come with
I
your
might,
deposit, please.
I want to get stuff built. I really need to get on with my building backlog, but I might bring something to. Might bring something to play. I don't know. Might find something.
Like I say, I'm always bringing you Quins in at this point,
Yeah.
which is good because my Dracaria with it, so you know. It's got, like I say, with Kill Team, you barely need any models, so it's easy to transport multiple Kill Teams around. It's just a very, very good throwaway game. I think if you're not really in the mood to properly get invested, then you think you might want a game, or you might not. Take a lot of pre-booking. Yeah, Tim, I'll pencil you in for next week. There we go. He's calling me out now, Matt.
He is calling you out. He likes a good grudge.
He does.
Timmy, big grudge.
Timmy, big grudge indeed.
I'll see Tim at our GT in October.
I know. We've already got a couple of grudges down for that. I'm very much looking forward to TOing it, keeping everyone in line.
It's going to be harsh. You might have to pay special attention to our game. Tim can get a bit feisty when he's winning.
Ah, yeah, I've seen. Loves to kick off. Bloody hell.
Right. Well, on this kind of note,
yes.
As James popped off, I too am going to have to go and see what is cooking because I can smell it.
The rock is downstairs.
Yeah, the rock is downstairs. Tim needs to build AdMech units. There you go, Tim. Well, why don't you go to club and sit and build some, have a chat, or sit home and do
Eddie's
it?
back now.
Eddie's back.
Ed.
Lovely Eddie.
Lovely Eddie indeed.
That's the PG version. Lovely Eddie. Nearly got these nights done. I really wanted to get them all done while we were on stream, but that's not going to happen. But they've taken some building. There's a lot of pieces to this.
Yeah, they're a lot more detailed than you'd have thought.
Yeah.
Due to the size of them.
I think they legitimately could have probably done these legs as one piece. There's like pipes on the back there. Yeah, I think they could have got this down. Maybe not as detailed, but they probably could have done this not as detailed and had twice as many knights on the same sprue. But they're nice.
Tim had lamb. Did Tim have a lamb, steak, and mushrooms, or lamb, steak, and mushrooms? There is a comma there.
Lamb,
and Tim's going
steak.
For double meat.
I think he had lamb and steak.
I think he had double meat
and mushrooms.
That's impressive, Tim. That is protein at its finest.
Double meat, Tim. What is most impressive is not only did he mention the lamb and the mushrooms, but the lamb and the steak. He was particularly happy with the mushrooms.
Yeah,
giving it big licks there.
All three. Yep, he double meated.
Double meated. Well done, Tim.
Double meated.
Did you have anything else, Tim, or were the mushrooms just a particular special mention?
Or did he have mushroom tea?
Oh, mushroom tea. Ah.
That doesn't sound particularly appealing.
It doesn't, but Tim does have good food choices, so...
He does. Who are we to call him out on it?
Yeah.
Tim is a man smashes a food challenge. It's not a challenge, it's just a meal for Tim.
Should have mentioned earlier, win streak is not because of his 40k prowess. Purely now based on his eating prowess.
Yeah.
But he does know his way around a good ale, he knows a good way around some good food, and that's all we want from our friends, really.
It's still cookie. He hasn't eaten his tea yet.
Ah, so we don't know how good these mushrooms are. And I think on that note, we need to rock out. So anyone who's still with us, thank you very much for watching. And unless we tweet anything else, we will be back next Monday. We need to get some battle reports on, or something. I guess when the Fallout stuff comes, try and jump on some content with that. But
yeah,
it's just still very busy at the moment. No tournaments for a while now, I don't think, for us. Should be a bit more chilled out.
Down at Imps that James is thinking about, but I've got a Kill Team tournament at Games Workshop Hall at the end.
Oh yeah, when is this?
I think that's not this Wednesday, next Wednesday, I believe.
Okay, that's cool.
I should probably check that if I plan on attending it.
Yeah, you certainly should.
See you later, Tim.
Bye, Tim. Bye, everyone else, really.
Yeah.
Let's rock out.
Favourite members of MMX. So
yeah.
We're at MMX at its ultimate form.
From your
no offense, James.
2 stream hosts who haven't abandoned you. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.